If your baby was diagnosed with HIE at birth and now doctors are talking about cerebral palsy or a subsequent CP diagnosis, there's something that I think that you should know about this entire process. A lot of families that are told that CP just happens, that it's just something that's unpredictable, something that couldn't have been helped. But if your baby had HIE during labor or shortly after birth, then we have to ask what caused that brain injury. Because when HIE is the starting point and there's a subsequent CP diagnosis afterwards, there may be more to the story than what the hospitals and the medical professionals are telling you. HIE is short for hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, and that's a type of brain injury that happens when the baby doesn't get enough oxygen or blood flow. That moment when things went wrong during labor, or the baby wasn't breathing after delivery, or there was a rush to the NICU right after birth, that's often when HIE is discovered. Doctors can confirm HIE with medical tests and imaging. This usually will include MRIs that have been done, blood gas testing, and sometimes EEGs when seizures are a concern. These results can help show when the brain injury likely happened and how severe it may be. CP is a condition that affects movement, muscle tone, or posture. Some children with CP, they may have trouble walking. Others may need help with balance or coordination. There can also be speech or feeding challenges for your baby, depending on how the brain was impacted by the diagnosis. Now, not every case of CP is going to come from HIE, and not every case of HIE means that medical malpractice happened. But if the brain injury happened because of mistakes during labor or delivery, like missed signs on the fetal heart monitor, delays in moving to a C-section, or improper use of medications like Pitocin without enough monitoring, then a CP diagnosis could be linked to a preventable brain injury. And that's where legal questions begin to come in, because if the oxygen deprivation that caused your baby's HIE could have been avoided, then the CP may have been avoided too. I talked to many families across the United States with this, and many were told that everything looked normal during labor, but later they began to find out that there were warning signs that never got addressed. Maybe the heart rate kept dropping. Maybe there was too much time before someone acted. Maybe the medical records reflect a different story than what was told to the family at the time. And when that happens, families are left with questions. Was this preventable? Could someone have done something sooner for me and my baby? The hardest part of this is trying to figure out, while also taking care of a child who now needs more help, has more appointments, and needs more support. Watching your baby work hard to reach milestones while no one explains what went wrong can leave you stuck between sadness and a feeling of uncertainty with everything. But one of the hardest truths of this is that if no one takes a deeper look into what happened, the full story might stay hidden. And if the right questions are not asked now, it could be harder to get those answers later on. So if your baby was diagnosed with HIE at birth and now showing signs of CP, it is worth asking whether this could have been prevented, because CP can come from many causes. But when it follows HIE and that HIE happened, during labor or delivery, the path to answers often starts by looking at what was possibly missed during labor. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and if you have any other questions about your baby's HIE, brain injury at birth, or subsequent CP diagnosis, which is what we were talking about today, if you have those types of questions from a medical legal standpoint, don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. You can find out more information about me in my profile. I've got my contact information there. You can also send me a DM if you are on certain apps and you're watching this video on certain apps. You can send me a DM and we could chat a little bit about what's going on with your baby's story, or you can just wait and watch the picture that follows this video. My contact information is there too. All right, that's going to be it for this afternoon's quick educational video. Have a great day, everybody.